8:25 on TSN 690. It is Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross, brought to you by deadhitsports.com. I'm 1-0 in my NFL picks this week. My column up right now on deadhitsports.com, a great website for football, college or pro, pregame or previews and recaps. So check out deadhitsports.com. Follow them on Twitter, on Facebook. A fun website and a great sponsor of this show. We thank them so much. Earlier this week, I sent out a tweet saying, it'd be fun if the CFL was in upstate New York / Vermont, wouldn't it? You could go over the border, have a lot of fun shopping, go take in a game. Fans down there would come up. Be a lot of fun. I just said it on a lark, and lo and behold, ESPN 101.3 Burlington Plattsburgh had me on their show this week talking about it, explaining why I think it's a good idea, legitimizing my fun thought, and it kind of took on a life of its own. A couple of CFL blogs started to mention it on social media as well, and now I believe 101.3 ESPN down there is contacting local businesses and getting their take on it. And then I had some negative reaction from others saying, well, it's got to go to Quebec City, it's got to go to Moncton first, and etc. Here's my legitimate thought on this. Quebec City doesn't give a rat's butt about CFL. They don't. Nobody in Quebec City wants the CFL. Nobody. They love their Rouge et Or, and just because they love the Rouge et Or doesn't mean they want to see pro football there. They like what they have, and they couldn't care less. What Quebec City folks want is they want the NHL. They don't want the CFL, and that's also why the CFL hasn't aggressively pursued it. They would go there if there was an owner who was stepping up and ready to go. They don't have it. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. Now you think about Moncton, and Moncton's got a stadium and 25,000 stadium. There are considerations there as well. Is there enough corporate support for it? It's interesting. Very interesting. I thought upstate New York or Vermont, one of the two. Why? Well, because again, you have a lot of fans coming up to see games in Montreal, Ottawa, maybe going to Toronto to see a game, Hamilton. You would have a lot of fans going down there to see games down there. The salary cap is $5.1 million. So even if you don't have a huge, deep-pocketed owner, you have the U.S.-Canadian exchange, which makes it very favorable down there to operate a franchise because it's just not that expensive. And the travel consideration isn't that bad either because of the proximity to a lot of teams. So why not? Why not make it happen? And the thing about these border towns is that they have respect and knowledge of the Canadian culture, whether it's hockey, whether it's even the CFL. People know about it. And then people say, well, it didn't work in the U.S. It didn't work in the 90s. Well, going to Birmingham or Louisiana or California, it's not the same as going to somewhere that knows about Canada. It's just not the same.
Are you saying Las Vegas doesn't have appreciation for the
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. Okay. And I spoke about this last night with Anthony Calvillo, and he went, oh, that's. And he's the guy who played for Las Vegas. He played for Las Vegas. The players, they would be all for it because, as Anthony explained to me in the 90s, the U.S. players got paid in U.S. dollars down there. And the other thing that's kind of a rough thing is the ratio, right? Is down there you can't force, because of labor laws, you cannot force them to have Canadian players on a team. So there might be a competitive advantage to a U.S. team that maybe some of the other teams in Canada would be upset about. But those are details. There's no stadium down there. I've been told there's no stadium in the region that has more than 5,000 or 6,000 fan capability. So they have to build something. You don't need a 30,000 seat stadium. You can get by with a 20,000 seat stadium. Ask the Alouettes. They got by with 15, 16, 17,000 in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s before they expanded Molson Stadium. So that's my quick take on it. Why not Montreal? Why not see a team down there? I'd go to games. I'd go shopping, get some items, and go. I would love it. I would love it.